Welcome to another episode of Reinvent to Rise. I am so excited to be with you again today, my friends. For those of you who missed me last week, yes, I understand it is summer and we decided to take a little break before we continue with our new series and some of the great things that we have launching in July. So, without further ado, I want to welcome you to today's episode where we're going to talk about the power of starting small. And I'm going to share my screen in a minute. As I am sharing my screen, I want to make sure I touch base with you. How has your week been so far? Hope you're doing good. You spent some good time with your family and also with yourself. Yes, we talk about spending time with yourself because it is so easy to forget about that aspect of self reinvention. Okay, let's dive into the power of starting small and the tiny actions that lead to big changes. My friend, do you know why we struggle to begin? We often wait for perfect, see, but progress doesn't come from waiting, it comes from moving. And I want to bring that to you today as a mindset and a concept that will not just be a theory, but something you find a way to actualize in a very practical sense. Okay, so I have had many incidents in life where I started things that looked nearly impossible at inception. But the success, the ability to execute on those things, they all arise from understanding that it can be one tiny drop of water at a time. I don't know if some of you have heard of that saying, many drops of water make an ocean. It is so true. I want to share the story of Steve Jobs before I go into some of my own personal experiences and share with you. Some of you might know who he is, and some of you not even at that age where you really know much about Steve Jobs. Steve is the person that started Apple, this Apple phone that you see majority of people using, and um, he started it in a garage. He didn't have any money. He just had a vision to make technology simple for everyone. And he had a couple of friends who believed in that vision. He and his friends, they faced setbacks. They got kicked. I mean, he actually got kicked out of his own company, but came back stronger. How many of you have ever imagined that you will sweat to build an empire? You will sweat to build a company. You will sweat to build a nonprofit or build anything for that matter, and wake up one day no longer in charge, no longer responsible for it because you got kicked out. I bet nobody wakes up thinking that. Nobody wakes up thinking, oh, well, I'm going to put in all this sweat only to be kicked out. However, one thing I want you to take away from this story is the fact that when you're the one who puts those many tiny drops of water together with the help of others, when you're an initiator, when you are someone who captures a vision and knows how to break ground, a lot of the times you are unique and so special that it's going to be really hard to replace you. So if at this time you find yourself in a situation where you generally come up with great ideas as an individual and you have amazing concepts, don't for 1 minute think that any other skill you're lacking is a disadvantage. The skill you have is a mighty advantage. Now, I want to take you to one of my favorite quotes by Arthur Ashe. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. A lot of the times I share this with the kids, I share these with colleagues, I share these with my directs, I share these with my staff. I share this everywhere I go. Start where you are. Use what you have, and then do what you can. Don't sweat over what you can't do, and don't sweat over what you don't have, and don't try to start where you are not at yet. This is critical and very, very important, because if you start where you are, you know where you are, you know where you need to get to. There is no deception in your mind. And sometimes where you are seems very impossible. It's difficult to think about amazing things when all you see is rocks with no potential. I remember, and this is where I share one of my stories with you. I won't share everything because obviously that will be a deterrent for you to read my book, which is being released later this year. Okay, so many years ago, while I was in England, I had a dream, and I had wanted to start my own firm, my own design and publicity firm for a very, very special niche in the country. But I had nothing. I didn't even have a computer to my name. Yes, you heard that right. I didn't have a computer to my name. I had only one thing. It was a Motorola flip phone. And the number was mine. The handset was mine. But that was about all I owned. And guess what? I had this dream. The dream to become the CEO of an amazing design firm. I wanted to be my own boss, but I wanted to serve a very special niche, and I wanted to be able to hire people. But at that moment, all I had was that Motorola flip phone. And guess what? I decided it was enough. I decided to start where I was. And I decided to use what I had. And I decided to do what I could. So I'm not telling you, my friends, to do something that you are being sold on and it's never been done before. I am telling you to do something that I tried before and it worked before, and it's worked for me several times in my lifetime. And so what did I do? I decided to offer a customer the opportunity to do their work at a 50% discount. And this person accepted my offer. And then I went to my cousin and said, may I borrow your computer? Who I happened to be living with at the time. Cousin said, well, yeah, you can use it. We don't use it for anything. And I was like, well, great. And so I fired up the computer. I did the design of the flyer that this customer wanted. And I emailed them the design. And guess what? I decided to call the company. I decided to give the company a name, and then I decided to put my phone number, the only thing that I had, on the strip edge of the flyer. Yes, that's what I did. And do you want to know what happened next? Number one, I poured my heart into the design. It was probably the best work I've ever done in my life because it was my very first for my own customer. And I put everything into it. I've done a lot more great work after then. But to me, that was my first and my best at the time. And do you know what? Not only did the customer love it, everyone in their organization loved it. And that was how they did a second order. Their first order was 2,000 flyers. And then their second order was 10,000 flyers of the same design. And you guessed it, my phone started ringing. Hello. And guess what? I didn't answer the phone like as if I was using a borrowed computer and that the phone was all I had. The name of the organization happened to be Chosen Graphics. So I said, good afternoon, Chosen Graphics, how may I help you? Pima speaking. With all the confidence I could muster and professionalism that I could infuse into my voice. And before you know it, there we were in business. This organization that I'm talking to you about, we built our clientele over 10 years in England to over 1,000 organizations. And yes, we hired a handful of staff. And yes, we became quite well known for what we do in the niche that we served. Imagine that I did not choose to start where I was and use what I have and do what I could. Why small works, my friend? Small is powerful because it's easy to start, it's easy to repeat, it's low pressure, it's habit forming, and a fast way to learn. What stops us then? The real reason we don't start is not, I don't have the right tools. It's not perfect yet. Oh, what if no one cares? I need more time. These aren't facts. These are fear in disguise. What starting small looks like. Okay? Tiny steps that make a difference. For those of you that have been attending our 90 Days Reinvent Challenge, by now you know what I'm talking about. 30 minutes, when we started, a lot of people thought, 30 minutes? I don't think think I can accomplish anything in 30 minutes, I ain't joining. But for those of you who have leveraged the 30-day reinvent challenge, what are you seeing? We have testimonials of people sharing how powerful 30 minutes is and what they've been able to accomplish. Write down one idea a day. Just try. This is one of the tiny steps that make a difference. Post one short video a week. You're listening to me right now. If we're not on vacation, we post. And hey, guess what? It might get to a time I decide to post while I'm on vacation, just to show you where we are and what we're doing. Who knows? Reach out to one person in your business. Just reach out to one person, just one in a week. You don't need 50 calls a day yet. For those of you who have been through Grant Cardone's program, you know minimum requirement, right? 50 calls a day before you can say nobody's picking up and attending to your business. But I'm saying right now, start with one call a week. It's better than zero. Spend 10 minutes building your skill. I know some of you are probably thinking, 10 minutes? What can I do in 10 minutes? Oh my gosh. You need to watch today's 90-day challenge video if it's still online in order to understand what I'm talking about. 10 minutes will take you through to 5-minute videos in a day. And if you do that 5 times a week, you would have watched 2 times 5, 10 videos. So when you're thinking, I don't have time to upskill, I don't have time to reskill, think again. Serve 5 people, not 5,000. In Brave Achievers, some of our cohorts are as little as 3, and some of our cohorts are as large as 400. But guess what? Our very first cohort had 8 candidates. We were literally begging them to join. Today, we have application sets running from 3,000 plus, and we can't take them all. We have to sieve through them. We have waiting lists that are running through almost a year. Serve 5 people, not 5,000. Start somewhere. Behind every big success, every big win started with one idea, one step, and a decision to keep showing up. Your turn. What's one small thing that you can start this week? Write it, do it, repeat it. Just do it. I'm going to leave you, my friend, with a few resources today. I hope you find time to grab any one of them and just spend time reading some of these items. And who knows, even if it's 10 minutes a day. The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. The Slight Edge touches on the small everyday decisions you make, whether good, whether bad, compound over time to shape your success or your failure. It's not about luck or massive effort, but about consistently doing the small things that matter. A lot of us want to hit the rock hard. Some of us are wired intrinsically that way. But I encourage you, my friend, today to start thinking about some of the things you can do with the small things that matter. And the final thought I want to leave you with is small isn't weak. It's the start of something great. If you're waiting for that perfect moment when you're going to wait forever, start today the ripple will grow. I have so many stories I could share, but I am conscious of our time. There are so many things in my life that the only reason they ever made the light of day is the fact that I have learned to start small. Are you going to join us today at Brave Achievers in your reinvention journey and do something tiny but consistently towards your dream? Well, if you are, I want to encourage you as a next step to show up, do the work, hit your goal by joining our 90-day action challenge live on YouTube every weekday. Or join our community. Show up, take action, build momentum one day at a time. With that, I'll say to you, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'm going to stop sharing now. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care.